Whoa. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Johanna Ali. And welcome to another installment video of Gemini, because I wasn't truly able to finish the Gemini video, and the energy at the time wasn't allowing me to. So let me go ahead and complete that. Normally I have two videos to it, but today we're gonna go ahead and do the third installment to it, the Gemini video. So let me turn this down a little bit. So, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Y'all know how we do it on this channel. I clear up the energy, you know what I mean? A little bit of sage, you know what I mean? Just take that as the sage. How about that? Nah, but seriously, all due to that, I didn't do the relationship aspect side of Gemini. A lot of Geminis, the Gemini sun, the Gemini sons, a lot of Geminis have, like I said, ill relationships early off in life. Like they can have like weird relationships. Like I said earlier, they very playful within relationships. A lot of their relationships aren't really long when they're younger. When they're younger, they can have just like a lot of quick relationships. A lot of them are met through their, like, if they have any siblings, through their siblings. A lot of times that little high school sweetheart stuff like that, little playful stuff. They like communicating within their relationships. A lot of talking, a lot of playing, a lot of jokes. One thing, but they are serious. They're infamous for being cheaters within relationships, because like the Gemini could be like two-faced, but like they could have like one person, like, not saying that is right, but they could have one person that they just really communicate with. That they feel like, I can talk to this person a little bit better than the person that they with a little bit more per se than, you know what I mean, who they're actually with. You know what I'm saying? So they can find themselves in bad situations by not being honest early off in life, when they're on a low vibration, because it's two vibrations of each sign. You dig what I'm saying? Each sun sign of each energy, yin and yang with everything, day and night with everything, good and bad with everything. And Gemini displays that. So I always salute and love Gemini for just being that energy of representing both sides of duality, human duality. You know what I'm saying? The good and the bad. Because a Gemini that portrays like they're all good, trust me, their bad side is horrible. The ones that are like portray that they're bad, like they're really nice a lot of times. Like that's the one thing I've learned about Gemini. Like whatever they try to put in the front, it's more so like a mask, because they're good for wearing masks. Gemini is good for masks. So in relationships, like you don't know who you're getting. Like they don't know who they're gonna wake up and be a lot of times. So you gotta give Gemini a little bit of grace, just a little bit sometimes, because they be illin'. They be illin' sometimes. They really be illin'. They'll wake up on the wrong side of the bed and don't know who they are. You don't know who you're gonna get dealing with a Gemini within a relationship. There are a lot of different people. So it's fun. Like they could like role playing too. Like if you got a Gemini, you could role play with them. They into that kind of shit. They really into that kind of shit. I fuck with them because like they playful. What is about Gemini within relationships? When they're young, they date older a lot of times. Like they like to date older, and just kind of like the Aquarius. And when they're older, they're a lot younger. Like especially when they're older. The older Geminis, like I forgot to mention, like famous ones. One of my favorite ones is Patti LaBelle. Shout out to Patty and them pies, them Patty pies. I fucks with those real heavy. I love Patty pies. Anyway, like look, Patti LaBelle, she's infamous for dating a younger man, shit like that right there. But all Geminis in general, like, because it's youthful energy, it's young energy. So no matter how old they get, they're still going to display like this youthfulness to them. So and they don't like anything that is gonna drag them down, but they do like people who can show them like a religious aspect, like um, if they're into religion. A Gemini is always looking for like, mm, what's the word I want to use? Gemini is always looking for like a higher calling in life. If that spiritually they're looking higher. So someone into religion, like Sagittarius type of archetype energy, which is the opposite. Um, they could love that. They could love someone who's into church or into being a Muslim or whatever religion, Buddhism or whatever that Gemini interested in when it comes to relationships. Like that's a good way to deal with the Gemini. One way to see, because like you have to be able to communicate with them because their minds are very busy. So you have to be able to keep their attention and keep their mind stimulated. Because if not, that Gemini's gonna get bored with you. Like they don't like nobody who's probably too quiet and not as communicative, unless it's stuff in their chart that allows that. A lot of times it's kind of, let me pause this. A lot of times not though. Gemini's ain't with Gemini's ain't with a lot of that. They ain't with a lot of that non-communicating shit. You know what I'm saying? They need somebody that's gonna, talk with them and chill with them and shit like that. You know what I mean? Take them places. Geminis love cars, so you can catch Geminis at drag strips, Fast and the Furious type shit. So they could be in the cars, or people who are into cars, grease monkeys, mechanics and shit like that. Very Gemini, very Gemini-like. They like to have friends. Some Geminis like to have friends with benefits. So some Geminis you can catch with, they'll be like friends with benefits. Don't get your feelings involved when it comes to that. Because the moment you do, that shit is over with, and it's not gonna end well. And the Gemini is gonna they ain't gonna downplay you, but like you should have known better. Cause like they was probably lying to you just like they was lying to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even lying, but they do be lying. That like a Gemini like to keep shit separate. Like they have a friend that they'll tell this, and a friend that they'll tell that about a certain situation, but they want to keep them friends separate because the friends ever get together and they figure out, oh, hold up, no. The Gemini is the one that's the root behind everything, but like they're good at communicating and getting their way out of a situation. When it comes to relationships, so like they're fast talkers. They're fast. They talk you in a relationship. They talk you out of a relationship. They can talk you out of your drawers too. They clowns. A lot of them very funny too. Like the later degree. I find that the later degree Geminis are a lot more spontaneous and looser and a little bit more laid back. The earlier degree Geminis, a little bit more serious, and they about their money. The earlier degree Geminis are about their cash, like they're about their money maybe because they're closer to Taurus, and the later degree are closer to Cancer, but they operate definitely differently. That's one sun sign that I see an extreme in. And early degrees and later degrees is the Gemini. So the early degrees, like they're a little bit more. They could be a little bit more stable. Excuse me. They could be a little bit more stable within the relationships than the later degrees. The later degrees could be like irrational sometimes. A lot irrational. Like they don't know how to feel about shit. Mm-hmm. The later degrees don't know how to really, communicate as well early in life. Later in life, they get better at it. And like the early degree Geminis, they're usually a lot better. But then they'll find themselves, a lot of early degree Geminis, like the ones born in May, when I say early degree, a lot of them will find themselves by themselves later in life. Like they might start out early and having relationships with a lot of people, but then later in life they'll find themselves by themselves, like they'll figure out like they need to learn themselves a little bit more before they start dealing with someone else. Now, the later degree Gemini was born in June, they'll have a lot of relationships early in life, like a lot of relationships. Like those would be the ones that have a lot of relationships early in life, and later in life they'll settle down with that one person and genuinely love that person. Like, but it'll take a lot. It'll take a lot of probably mistakes and going through a lot of trial and error when it comes to Gemini Sun, when it comes to relationships. So that's is just a continuation of of Gemini. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Click back on, like, subscribe. If not, then